Hi guys, it's Sheri and welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted a video in a really long time, and originally I wasn't going to talk about why. As you can see, I do not have any makeup on right now. I actually can't really see you guys because I'm wearing my computer glasses, and my computer glasses, I don't have a prescription in them. They just have like one of those lenses to block out the blue light coming from your computer screens and stuff. Well, I don't have any makeup on because this video is going to be about my skin and a little skin condition called eczema. I have talked about this in the past, or at least I've mentioned it in past videos, but I've really only talked about it or mentioned it in passing. I've never actually talked about my story or my eczema story and how bad it has been for me. So first of all, for those of you who don't know, eczema is a skin condition. It is what doctors consider to be incurable, meaning I will have to deal with this all my life, even though they often say that you can grow out of it, or it is worse when you're younger and it gets better as you get older, which I don't find to be the case at all. And it's not contagious or anything. It's most likely, I'm pretty sure it's genetic, because my family has a history of asthma, and eczema is kind of like having skin asthma. That's what I've always thought of it as. But my story literally begins the day I was born. I am 29 years old, so I've been living with eczema all my life. My mom has a picture of me in my first year baby album, like photo album, of like my little face, and it's so red and so swollen, and you can see like my eyes are just so, like, I can barely open my eyes, and my face is just so red, and like you can see the rashes on my cheeks. And it's obviously like I was already showing signs of eczema then, and I had just been born days before. It's crazy. My mom told me a story the other day when I saw her, how when I was young, like when I was a baby and an infant, she would literally just lay me in her lap and put on a 30-minute TV show and just spend that 30 minutes slathering me in lotion before I went to bed, so that I would be so heavily moisturized at night that my skin wouldn't get so dry and my eczema wouldn't flare up. Oh, I missed a spot for my lotion. Whoops. I will admit that I don't remember my eczema ever being really bad when I was a kid. So the first time I can even remember having a really bad flare-up is when I was 13. At the time, I had been on a swim team, and chlorine is not good for eczema. Prolonged periods of time in a pool with chemicals like chlorine is not good for your eczema. But I was on a swim team, so I was in the pool every single day. I think like 5 to 6 days out of the week I was in a pool. It's not good for you. My feet, like I don't now ever get eczema on my feet. That was the only time I'd ever gotten it. But my feet were so swollen, I had to wrap them in gauze because they were just like so dry and red and rashy that it hurt to wear certain shoes. I could only wear like the Adidas slides that are now back in fashion, which is crazy to me, but those were like the only shoes I could wear at the time. But that's my like first real recollection of having a really bad eczema flare up. Throughout the years since then, I've had occasional ones. So like up until college, so from 13 until I was, or I guess till the end of college, so 13 until I was 22, I had occasional eczema flare-ups where I would get like little rashes on my arms, or like on the inside of my elbows, on the backs of my knees. Like those are really common places to get eczema. And then it's like I left college and I moved into New York. Like I moved home and I was okay, and then I moved to New York City and it got pretty bad at some points. Well, I wouldn't say, like now with what I've had to deal with in the past month, what I had in the past when I was living in New York was like nothing. It was pretty bad though. Like I had eczema on my scalp for the first time, and that was really painful because like my doctor gave me this prescription where it was like medication that I had to put onto my scalp before I even took a shower to help it. I don't even remember what it was. I think I actually still have it at home in New Jersey, but it would sting really bad if my, like, when I first started using it, I remember that I would like have to gear myself up for having to put it on to my scalp, but it did really help. I haven't had eczema on my scalp since then. I'm pretty sure it was something in the water in New York City that was probably affecting my hair or my scalp. It looked like I had dandruff because it was so flaky and dry that I was just flaking everywhere, but it was also so itchy. You can see in some of my past videos where I had it around my eyes when I was living in New York City. I get it a lot, or I don't get it a lot, but I do often. If I get eczema on my face, it's usually around my eyes. My right eye is always worse than my left. Always. Sometimes I'll only even get it on my right eye and my left eye will be completely fine. Like I do get it now occasionally on the backs of my legs. I think if I sweat too much, so if I like wear shorts and then I sit on like a leather chair and I start sweating, like obviously that's when I'll get it then. I still get it sometimes on my arms. I have not had a flare-up like the one that I have been dealing with for about the past almost like 2 months now, in almost 2 years. Nothing has ever been this bad. Nothing that I can really remember has ever been this bad, because this flare-up that I've had, which I'm still dealing with, and I will talk about like why I cover them in this video. This flare-up I'm dealing with, I mean, I had an infection. It was so bad that it was like open cuts all around my mouth and on the corners of my eyes and on my hands and my arms, and it was weeping. So with eczema they call that like weeping lesions or weeping eczema, and it like leaks this clear fluid, but, or at least it looks clear, but when you let it dry it gets, like, this is gonna sound gross, but it gets yellow and crusty, obviously, right? And that means that it's been infected. I don't really remember a time where I've had eczema that bad, where I've had such a bad infection that I've had to go to a doctor who is going to give me antibiotics for it. But it was all around my mouth, like right here. I don't think you can see it right now anymore because it's gotten a lot better. Right now it's just a little bit dry here, like right here and on my upper lip. And then it was on the corner of my eyes, but my eyes are pretty good now. My hands, I'm still dealing with it. I know this looks awful, like what I do, but I have to cover it or else I will just scratch my hands and my wrist. So yeah, I think my TV just actually just shut itself off. I have been so, I don't really like feel myself getting super emotional about this. I moved to Florida and my eczema was actually like pretty much non-existent, which I was really surprised by, because I thought when I first moved down here in October from New Jersey that my eczema was going to get really bad because it was like such a difference in climates. So obviously when I left New Jersey it was getting cold, and I moved down to Florida where it's always hot. It's just pretty much always summer. It wasn't humid though, but even then, usually in humidity, like even if it's humid and really hot, my eczema usually gets better in those types of climates. Like every time we go on vacation, I remember like anytime I went to Club Med with my parents, which I used to go every year. Every time we would go, my eczema would like clear itself up almost like the entire week I was there. And my doctor always attested it to the amount of sunlight I was suddenly getting and the warmer weather. So when I moved down here to Florida, I didn't have any eczema flare-ups, and I was amazed. I was so happy. My skin was like, it looked amazing in my eyes. Like I thought it just looked the best it had ever been in forever, and it was so soft and so smooth, and I was just so excited. And then probably like the end of July, beginning of August, obviously of this year of 2018, it was like overnight my skin just said, just kidding. I wish I had taken pictures, but I was just so Like I didn't, like I couldn't even bear to look at myself in the mirror just because it was so bad. Like I have never had eczema like this before, and I probably should have gone to the doctor earlier than I did, but I really thought I could manage it because I've had flare-ups, and I thought this was just going to be one of them. It started out, it didn't get that severe that quickly. It started out like I was just super red. So like my upper lip was really red. This bottom part right here underneath my bottom lip was really red. My fingers weren't that bad. They were just kind of itchy, but not really anything. You can't really see it anymore because my neck has healed very quickly. I don't know how that happened, but my neck was starting to get like really red, and I had like cuts all along here from scratching at night. My arms are still kind of bad, like you can see. I still have eczema here, and my inner elbows. You know, it's funny, it doesn't even look that bad on camera, but in person they're kind of red. This obviously is really bad, and yeah, you can't even really see it, but they were just so itchy all the time, and I could not figure out like what had led to this. I think and the doctor I've been seeing down here, we both think that part of it is just my body has suddenly realized how humid it is in Florida, because it is so incredibly humid and so incredibly hot every single day. I don't know how I'm going to deal with the Florida summers. And so she thinks that my body was just kind of had this little freak out moment of, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is the kind of weather I'm now dealing with. But it was just getting progressively worse and worse and worse, and I was clearly scratching myself at night because I would wake up and that's when I would have like the weeping eczema. And it got so bad, like I was saying, around my upper lip and my bottom lip and around my eyes, that it was like these deep cuts that I just could not heal on my own. So I don't know why I didn't go to the doctor earlier. That's honestly my mistake. That was my fault. But I don't know, it just got so bad, and like it got to the point where obviously like now you can see it on my hands, like you can see it right here, it's on my fingers. I have to cover them because if I don't, I was just scratching there. I just scratch at them like crazy, and sometimes I don't even realize that I'm doing it. Like I will just be subconsciously like rubbing it on my shirt to like scratch it, because my nails are, to be fair, okay, my nails are really short, and I swear these do more damage than when I have fake nails. Like I can run my fingers down my arm with my short nails and I can make myself bleed real quickly. It's crazy. I think my nails are just like they're like so thin and so sharp. I don't really know. Anyway, I don't think a lot of people talk about, or maybe they do and I've never seen these videos on YouTube really. I don't think a lot of people talk about how much having eczema can really affect your well-being, in the sense that it affected like my mood every single day. Like I would have to wake up so much earlier to get myself ready to go to work, not just with putting on band-aids every morning, but and like steeling myself up to the fact that I was going to go to work. And because I work at Disney and I work in a role where I talk to guests I talk to hundreds of guests every day that I'm at work, and I see other cast members all the time. Like I would have to go to work and have these people see what I looked like, and they commented on it a lot. I still get so emotional about it because I think it just makes me so sad that, I guess, I don't know if it's sad or like angry, or I don't even know, but these people just think that they can ask you whatever they want about what's going on, but they don't do it in a really nice way. So I have had people at work just flat out ask me, like, or say to my face, like, wow, you look really awful today. Or how I don't curse. So they would use like words that I will not say on here. And say how bad I looked, or that I looked bruised, or why is my face so swollen? Like, what's wrong with my hands? What's wrong with my fingers? Why do I have to cover them? And to me, I find it to be really insensitive, just because I always think, like, you don't know me well enough clearly to know what's really going on in my life and what I deal with, or what I am dealing with. And I also think that if they hadn't said it to me in that manner, I probably would have shared with them what was going on with my skin. Honestly, if I wanted these people at work to know, I would have just told them to their face, instead of, you know, them having, like, saying to me, like, why is your face so red? Why do you look like that? I just sometimes, like, I'm honestly amazed at the fact that people think that's okay to say to someone that you're not friends with, that you don't know that well. And when I worked at my previous job before Disney, no one ever mentioned or ever said things like that to my face, or even probably behind my back, like, about what was wrong with my skin. No one ever said anything like that. And I don't know, I was just so taken aback because that's never happened to me before. Even when I was younger, people never addressed my, like, skin issues, or like why I was wearing bandages and stuff in that way. Like, it was really bad that, I mean, I still get emotional about it now, but like, I would have panic attacks on the way to work about the fact that I had to go and I had to deal with these people and what they were going to say. Like, I wouldn't look people in the eye. I, like, would just keep my head down. I wouldn't eat in the break room. I also hate that I get so emotional about this, because, like, I wish I didn't. But I think part of it is just like, I'm still so self-conscious about it, and like, I know that there are worse things in life than having eczema. But I think because this is just like an issue that I have to deal with, and I can't really cover it up other than like putting bandages on it, which makes it very obvious. I don't know. I just get really self-conscious about it, and I'm still to this day very self-conscious about it. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm always going to be self-conscious about it. I consider myself to be pretty tough about some, I don't know, when they would just say stuff about my face, or like the way I looked, and why I was just so red and swollen, and like why my eyes were so swollen, and like how I could barely open them. Yeah, I don't know, it just like, it just really got to me, and I would cry pretty much in the morning. I would like have a good cry in the parking lot, and then I would cry like the minute I got home. So yeah, that is why I haven't posted a video in a while. I think now that it's cleared up around my eyes quite a bit. I do still have some like lingering here around my right eyebrow. Like I said, my right eye is always worse. This video is also probably so long because I've just sat here at my computer talking. I've also spent like a good amount of time crying, which is embarrassing sort of, but I think this is just part of the fact, you know, my eczema story and how I'm dealing with it right now. You know, I'm obviously like not out of the woods yet. I'm still trying to heal it. I'm really hoping that it gets better soon. I honestly really don't want to keep doing this. I'm telling you right now, I keep the Band-Aid companies like in business because all I ever do is buy gauze and tape and Band-Aids so that I can cover my wounds. If you want to know what I use for my eczema, I can talk about that, like how I deal with it, or like what I use on my skin, and how I deal with it at night and stuff like that, and other products that I've purchased to deal with it. I can do that in a separate video just because this video would be forever long if I kept talking about it. Yeah, this was just kind of like a rambly venting video that I just thought I should make to share the eczema struggles that I'm currently going through. I am hoping that what I'm doing right now can cure it quicker than usual, even though it's obviously not really going so well. But I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying. I hope you guys liked this video, found this helpful. Now you know that I am struggling. You know, if you are watching this video and you have eczema too, then, you know, we can go through that eczema struggle together. I will have like other videos up for you guys soon, like that are not so sad. I feel like this was such a sad video. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. If you did, or if you want to know more about how I deal with my eczema or how I'm trying to deal with my eczema, let me know. Give it a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I can do that. So yeah, I will see you guys next week with a happier video. Bye guys.